today is the 1st of November, and as y'all can see, I'm trying to get my head together. I have to do this this vlog and the review of my 9-week review, and I'm trying to do it real quick, so I'm gonna be doing it while doing my hair and doing my makeup. Okay, y'all, this last week was a very emotional week for me. I mean, when I tell y'all that a chick was in tears and I was crying and I was having a 2-year-old, 5-year-old fit, that's exactly what I was going through. Yeah, even yesterday, up until yesterday, y'all, I had tears down my eyes. I was just worried about everything. So, let me give y'all a quick review. Now, on Monday of last week, of this past week, that was my first doctor's appointment with my OB. Okay. When I was so excited to go. First of all, I'm jumping up and down, and I'm all like, yeah, babe, you know, I'm going to my first OB. I'm so excited. Whoop, whoop, whoop. Y'all, I go to the OB. First of all, it's only about 10 minutes away, 5-10 minutes away. So it's right around the corner, and I was like, okay, bet. You know, it's really, really close. Well, anyway, when I walk in there, there's really nobody up in there. It was a guy that was sitting there, and I guess he was waiting for his girlfriend or his wife or whatever. So I walk in there, and they said, oh, you are a 2 o'clock appointment. They made an appointment for me really quick. And I said, yeah. So I gave them all my information, and then they took me in and had me do a urine and asked me how many times I've been pregnant. And before I get into that, when I first went in there, like I said, I was just really, really excited. So I was just really excited. But when I walked into the OB, something hit me, y'all. I felt like this is the 3rd time that I've been in an OB office. And then I just realized I've been pregnant for the last 2 years. So all of a sudden, something sad came over me because I was feeling like, is this really going to go down, or is this just one of those, this is just another OB, you know, because with my last 2 pregnancies, I was in like 3 different offices, so, you know, trying to pick and choose who I wanted to be my OB. But this time, I really said to myself, like, I have to be really smart of who I choose. Because it was a lot of things that I look back with my past doctor, and I wish they would have looked out for me or would have told me some certain things or whatever. But I didn't get any of that. So with this pregnancy, I was just like, I'm going to make sure and be on top of my appointments and looking into a really good OB. I would prefer a female doctor, but at this particular time, I'm like someone who basically knows what they're doing. So anyway, I just got this feeling. Remember, I went from being happy to getting this feeling like sad. And I wanted to cry. I just didn't feel good anymore. And then when I went in and after they basically asked me the questions, how many times have I been pregnant? And I'm like, you know, this is my 3rd pregnancy. And they were like, well, do you have children? I'm like, they in heaven. Y'all, because y'all know I claim my babies. But I told them they in heaven. But the first ended up in a first trimester loss because the baby didn't develop past, y'all know my history, didn't develop past 6 or 7 weeks. And we found out in our 10th week or whatever, like they just didn't have a heartbeat. So I had to undergo the DNC. So I told them that. And then I just dealt with the 2nd trimester loss. And which it was so ironic to me because, you know, that was still in, I think that was January the 27th when I had my appointment. And y'all know my Melody was supposed to be born January the 21st. So that was another emotional roller coaster that I was going through. So anyway, she brings in the doctor, okay, y'all. This chick walks up in the room. She's just like, hi. She's asking me the same questions. And, you know, to prove that I am pregnant, I did bring in my sonogram pictures of Newt to them. And you know, the nurse, she takes the pictures and say, okay, we're going to make copies. And I said, okay, y'all should come back and gonna give me the copy. I said, oh no, y'all can keep the copy. I want my originals. And then she was like, oh, okay, because you know, the original is more clear. And I'm like, I don't care, those are mine. Y'all gonna be sending me to go get a scan anyway. I don't know, call me petty or whatever, but those are mine. So anyway, she went ahead and gave it to the doctor. And then when the doctor came in and was talking to me about everything, I told her what my past, what I went through. The first one was the first trimester loss, and the second one was the DNC that I just recently went through in September. I mean, I'm sorry. The first one was the DNC first trimester loss, and the second one I just recently went through in September was a second trimester loss. I hope I said that right. First trimester, y'all know what I'm saying. So she was just like, oh, well, I'm so sorry. I don't even think she really said all of that. But I asked her, with this one, I'm really interested in getting a cerclage put on me. So she says, well, you know, cerclages can mess your uterus up. And we need to find out why you went into labor. And then she asked me, did I have contractions? And I'm like, yeah, I had contractions, but at that time I thought it was gas, or I thought it was the way she was moving. Then she asked me, well, did you have an infection? And I'm like, no, I didn't have an infection, because my doctor told me, my last OBG told me that the baby was perfectly fine. My placenta was not infected. They don't even understand why I went into a second trimester loss, and that's why I went to get a cerclage for this third pregnancy. And then she says, well, we will try to monitor you. And I'm thinking, like, do this chick not understand what I'm saying? I want to get a cerclage. And if you can't perform it, and if you can't do it, and if you can't comprehend it, then I don't want to deal with you. So, y'all excuse me, but it was just pissing me off. Like, it was like she didn't understand. And I'm like, y'all, I feel like I've been in Vietnam. Like, I went through a traumatic situation, and I just refuse to use another child, and I refuse to go through that again. So, anyway, y'all, excuse me. Like I said, I'm trying to do my hair. So, anyway, and then I asked her about the pedestrian shots or whatever like that, trying to get the shots. She said, yeah, we would definitely, you know, try to see later on. And if that's something we'll do, we'll try to do that. And this is what she would do this at 20 weeks. 20 weeks. Well, let's see. I lost my daughter at 20 weeks. So you're telling me you're going to put me on the back burner and you're going to wait until 20 weeks to give me some pedestrian shots? And I'm sitting up here looking at chicks on YouTube and on Google that's getting these shots early on. Some of these people are getting their cerclages done in like 12, 14. And my last OB told me 15 weeks. So I explained it to her that, you know, he told me if I ever got pregnant again at 15 weeks, he would definitely put a cerclage on me. And she was just, you know, to me, I felt like maybe this chick don't know what she doing. Because, you know, a lot of doctors don't come out and be like, you know, that can mess your uterus up, because a lot of things can mess you up. A C-section can mess you up. Definitely a C-section. Shoot, if you look on the news lately, and I'm not trying to scare anybody, but it has been some chicks dying because of C-sections and inducing labor. So I don't want to hear all of that. So, anyway, after that, I was feeling a certain way when I left the doctor's office. First of all, I had to go another place to get my blood test done. And then they scheduled me for a sonogram on the 17th once I hit past my 12-week mark. And then another thing she said to me was, well, first of all, we got to make sure you get past your 12 weeks. In which I'm like, it's bad enough that I dealt with my first loss. And then I was so sure that I was not going to have a second loss, but I dealt with that. But now you're gonna put it in my face like I'm in some type of race or something. I mean, it could have been more professional. Like she could have said, well, right now, just take it easy, take your supplements, you know, your prenatal pills, and just get some bed rest, because what we want to do is just make sure that, you know, everything is perfectly fine through your first trimester trimester, and so we can really start monitoring everything with you in your second trimester. I understand that the first trimester is the danger zone, but a lot of people don't tell you that the second trimester is also the danger zone too. I mean, sometimes it's like, ooh, we out of the first trimester. So I realized with the first one, they usually say with the D&C, 30% of women actually goes through that. So I'm thinking to myself, like, how dare you? And I'm like, yeah, I don't. And then, you know, when I walk out the office, I just felt some type of way. First of all, like I said, I was really happy. Then I walked in and I just did, my vibe went down. And then when I see this daggone chick, I'm just like, when I went home, I was not feeling it, you know, because they also knew the history that I went to the emergency room because of the brown spotting and stuff. And I'm like, y'all shouldn't give up on y'all patients because of what it looks like at the beginning. That's how I kind of felt. So, anyway, after all of that, you know, I go home and y'all, it just kept playing back in my mind over and over and over and over again, the things that she was saying. And then I was just like, you know what, forget that. I'm finding me a new OB. So, of course, the next day I went ahead and got my blood test done, in which what they do the phlebotomies and stuff like that. That lab, they did a very excellent job. It was just right up the street, and they did it very quick. And then I was like in and out. So they went ahead and sent my information over to the OB as soon as possible. So I called up there. First of all, I called up there, and this is the 2 days after I went to the OB, and I said, did you guys get my blood test? And they're like, yeah, we got it. And I asked them, so when is my next appointment? And they're like, one lady was like, your next appointment. So I gave her my name. She was like, well, we have you down for Monday. And I'm thinking Monday just passed. And I'm like, hold up. You know, I'm about to kirk off. And then I realized that was my first appointment. So when do I get my second appointment? And she's like, well, we can put you in. She tried to give me 2 weeks. I said, no, I need something earlier than that. And then she put me in for the 7th of February. So now I'm already pissed because, see, y'all need to understand the history. And I'm only saying this because mothers-to-be, when you go into your OBG office and you get an appointment, before you leave, you should have a second appointment. Some doctors are so trifling out here that what they would do is be like, come back in 2 weeks. And before you know it, you in your 3rd or your 4th week and you going through premature labor. And they're like, why didn't you come back? And you're like, you really didn't give me a date. You gave me 2 weeks and I totally forgot about that. So I wanted to make sure this time that I hope I'm not talking too loud. I just wanted to make sure this time that my appointments were really set on. So the lady told me, okay, to come in on the 7th. And I'm like, okay, back. So I said, oh, well, I'm calling to see, you know, how my blood test and everything, how my blood work went. I really wanted to make sure, like, my HGC levels was going up. And which she really didn't say all of that. She was just bottom line. They told me they were in a different office that day because they work in 2 different offices. So, you know, that really blew me too, because I'm saying, so you telling me the only time I can really see y'all is is Monday and Friday. Not Monday through Friday, but Monday or Friday. So I said, ooh. And I told the lady, I said, how about this? You have another OB you can refer me to? And she was like, well, there's an OB at the end of the office, not at the end, but at the bottom level of the same building. Because it's just too many things about this OB that I didn't like. And she was like, they're at the bottom of the, they're at the bottom or whatever like that. And I said, yeah, please give me his name. So she gave me the name or whatever like that. The guy name is something Maya or whatever. I looked him up. He's from China, went to school in China, went to school in New York. He was actually on the board. And I mean, he's been doing a lot of stuff. And I was like, that is who I'm going to pick as my OB. So I looked up the history and everything. I said, yeah, I'd rather deal with that. Because I need somebody to tell me that, okay, this is what we need to do in order for you to have a successful pregnancy. And I know doctors can't promise things like that, but I just did my vibe with this particular OB. I just said I didn't like it. So when I kept calling for my blood test, they said that they're in the other office and they don't have my file with them. So I said, okay. So then I called. They said that the doctor would give me a call back today. So the doctor never called back. I called the day after and spoke again to somebody. Matter of fact, they put the head nurse to call me back. The head nurse calls me and tells me, yes, we have your blood test back. Everything looks fine, but we're seeing that you may have a little sign of, I may have little signs of, what is that? A urinary tract infection, which is, yeah, because I haven't been feeling like, it hurts when I pee or anything like that, but I've been noticing I've only been like tinkling. I haven't really been like peeing waterfally, like, unless it's like maybe 1, 2 in the morning. So she told me that they gave me a prescription. I gave her where to send it to so I can go pick it up and everything, right? And I told her that I wanted to switch OBs and what do I need to do to go up there and get the rest of my information. She asked me why. And I told her the vibe that I felt with that doctor, what the doctor said to me, and how it didn't sit right with me. Because if I'm asking you questions about what I want to do with this pregnancy, you're not giving me answers. What you're telling me is the worst case scenarios. And I don't know, maybe I'm being a hypochondriac, but I need a good doctor. I need a doctor that's going to say, okay, all right, Mrs. Hines, this is what we're going to do. Because what you went through, we're going to try to make sure that you don't go through that. But with all pregnancies, you have to understand that the outcome may not be what we want it to be, but we are going to try our best. I could deal with that, but I cannot deal with somebody saying, well, we'll probably want to know why you went. What you think I just sat there after my daughter was born and was just like, hey. No, I tried to figure out why, and there was no reason why I went into premature labor. The only thing I can realize is either I have an incompetent cervix, my cervix was too short. That's the only thing that I know, because I didn't have an infection. I did lose my mucus plug, and I didn't even know that was a mucus plug. So now that I know these things now, I'm really looking into certain stuff. And so y'all, this video may be a little bit, lengthy, but I'm trying to hurry up and get there. So anyway, I explained to the lady how I felt. I explained to her, and she said, well, did you tell her that, this is from your old OBG office and things like that? I said, yeah, I definitely did. As a matter of fact, that following day, I called my old OBGYN, and I got them, I asked them, could they go ahead and send me, if they can go right ahead and send me some of my history so I can give it to my new OB. And they said, yeah, all we need them to do is to sign off, and we'll go ahead and send them the paperwork so she can look for herself. If you want to know my history, then that's perfectly fine. But I told her I just didn't feel right with it, and I was going to go with the guy, the guy that's in the same building, and I'm going to see how he's doing too, because my biggest thing, y'all, is that when you put a surpluses on, like I said, you have to get that done pretty quick. You can't really wait until the last, when you up in your weeks, because they won't do it. You know what I mean? And so I need to make sure that this baby is going to have a chance to survive. So that was over with. And then I got into it with my insurance company, in which my new insurance anyway kicked in today. I had to curse them out too. That was a whole nother story. But y'all, I have been in the bed crying like a 2-year-old. Snot, I'm talking about snot coming down my nose. I'm talking about waterfall, teardrops. I'm in this joint, like going through hyperventilations. My husband's like, calm down, calm down. And I'm like, I don't think I went through this with the last pregnancy. And he like, shoot, yes, you did. And I'm like, I don't remember all of this. So, I went through that. And then after, sorry, y'all, I'm trying to put my stuff on. And then, it was like everything I looked at was so emotional. Everything I looked at on TV, if I seen it, I cried. And then, oh, y'all, this is the kicker, okay? So yesterday morning, I get up in the morning to go use the restroom because I had to pee. And then when I go pee, lo and behold, there's red blood that comes out. Red blood. And I'm like, what the hell is this? Now I'm just pissed because I'm like, what is going on? So I wiped, and it was on the tissue, and then like a little clot came out, maybe 1 or 2 clots or whatever like that came out. They were really small. And then, I went back and wiped again. It's brown. So evidently something's going on with my body where every couple of weeks in my uterus, something is clotting and coming out. So I just said, you know what, I'm not gonna rush to the emergency room because it may want to be one of those, oh, we bleed today, but we don't bleed anymore again. And so that's what happened. I kept looking at my tissue. Tissue is white, clean, nothing's on it, nothing's on it. But I went to bed still like in shock. And my husband, you know, he had to get up to go to work. And he's like, what's wrong? And I'm like, nothing. And the whole time he can see it in my face like I just saw a ghost or something like that. So I was really emotional about that because I'm like, why is this happening to me, Lord? Like, why am I going through this? You know, I was just going through the emotions, y'all. And so, anyway, right after all of that, sorry y'all, I'm still putting on my makeup trying to hurry and get out of here. I'm trying to hurry and do this because if I don't do this review today, y'all just not going to see the review at all. So, right after that, I noticed too, my boobs are huge. These things then turn into, I don't need, not even apples. These things then turn into like cantaloupes on me. I'm just like, jeepers, man. Like, you know, and I got like green veins coming out and stuff like that. So, you know, I'm thinking this is a good sign. But then I'm like, oh no, don't tell me about the miscarriage and my milk about to come in. I'm just really hoping and praying I don't go through any of that. Y'all, it was just a lot of bad thoughts this week. And I was so trying to tell myself to think good thoughts. Think good thoughts. You know what I'm saying? Don't think negative. Think good thoughts, you know? But it was just, you know, it was so much stuff that was going on. You know, it was a lot of stuff that was going on. So I was like, oh my goodness, you know. So, you know, I found myself watching cartoons like Donald Duck because that was the only thing that was like making me crack up, laugh, and, you know, put me in a pretty good mood. But I realized like I have to be on bed rest. And that was another thing too that the OBG said. She asked me, what do? I told her I'm a real estate agent, you know. And she said, well, that's good because all you have to do is ride around. I said, well, with this pregnancy, my husband just told me he wants me to be at home in bed. And that's pretty much what I do. I may go out when I got to run a couple of errands. Like right now, and I got to deal with my other job. So, you know, I'm doing that. But, I'm trying to basically, you know, maintain, you know. But y'all, I've been really, 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 when I tell you really emotional, I have been emotional. I mean, I've been emotional. I mean, I've been to the point where it's just like, I'm getting tired of myself crying. And I know my husband like, babe, everything is fine. And I'm just like, you know, crying all the daggone time. So this was a very emotional week for me. A very emotional week. And I don't know why I started off so excited to go to the OB. And then, you know, then it went from that to me begging and praying and asking the Lord, like, Lord, please let me keep this baby. Please let me keep this baby, you know. Sorry, y'all, I gotta kind of be quiet when I do my eyebrows. I know I do mine kind of weird from everybody else. But, you know, I need to get these things arched. I don't even feel like going out the room to go get my eyebrow brush. This is just gonna have to do for right now. Yeah, so I've been feeling like, you know, like what the heck? You know, so yeah, y'all, this has been a really emotional week for me. I'm looking for a really good OB, and I only have a matter of, well, I decided I was going to go with the people downstairs, in which I did call them, and I told them that I wanted to go ahead and make an appointment. They went ahead and set me up. So remember, the first OB told me my next one was going to be on the 7th. Well, they told me to come in on Wednesday. So I said, that's perfect, because I'm going to go right upstairs and just get my little blood test from them and go right on downstairs. But it seems like that head nurse with the first OB it seemed like she wanted me not to leave, because she was like, I'm so sorry they didn't explain it to you. And I'm like, no, they did. The doctor did not. Her vibe was not cool to me. And then I told her when I had left the office, they did not give me an appointment. She was like, they didn't? Usually we always tell, we walk people up and we give them their next appointment. I said, they didn't. And I didn't like that. So all of the vibes is telling me not to go with y'all. And it's okay to just not deal with it. You have to go with your gut. And you have to know that, you know what I'm saying, when you get a good OB, to stick with them, because they're really looking out not for you as another number, but they're looking out for your pregnancies. So this week, just to sum it up, because this video is getting a little bit too lengthy. Just this week, just to sum it up, I've been very emotional. Very, very emotional. I've been very gassy. And, I dealt with, I don't even know what to call that. It wasn't no reds. It was something that came out, and it was red blood. So I dealt with that. And y'all, I'm keeping it real, because a lot of people on here try to fake the funk. But these are the things that you go through when you're pregnant. And some of us we go through way more than the next person. And yeah, so that is one thing that I'm really appalled about. So hold on, y'all. So yeah, until next time, you guys, I'm gonna give you the my next review. Y'all, sorry, I'm sitting up here trying to get ready and using this as a damn mirror. Sorry about that, you guys. But pregnancy is something. It's an adventure, all right? So everybody's pregnancy is never the same. We already know that, but y'all, I am so glad that today is Friday, because I can leave yesterday behind, because that week was just bad. Y'all, when I tell y'all I caught temper tantrums like never before, I caught temper tantrums like never before. And I just need to calm down and just take it easy. And I think I have been taking it easy, but sometimes when you go through something, it just, I don't know, I don't know why, but this week it hypered it up. It just really magnified it. And I was really crying. But here is a picture of my belly. And as y'all can see, I have a line going down now. And I'm wearing some maternity clothes. These are big, but they're comfortable, man. I can't, y'all, let me tell you, I had bought my niece, because she was pregnant, and I had bought her some maternity clothes, in which I never got a chance to give it to her, because she just got on my nerves. But anyway, she's a little bit more thicker and heavier than me. So when I had bought these clothes, I was just like, Dad, she already had her baby, so she wasn't going to need it anymore. So I just had them in the closet, and then I was feeling like my jeans are getting tight on me. They're getting really, really, really tight. And I decided to, wear those maternity pants that I bought for her. I'm thinking these things are going to be huge on me. Y'all, them daggone jeans fit me so tight. I was like, oh my gosh, I gained weight. And that's another thing too. The OB asked me, how much do I weigh? I weigh like I think I weigh like almost 150. And for 4'11", my height is 4'11". 150 is too big. And she asked me how much did I weigh before, and I think I lied and told her 130. But y'all, really off the real, my real weight is supposed to be 115 to 125. But the crazy part about it is after I have birth, or after the pregnancy is gone, my weight goes down like dramatically without even me really working out or anything like that. So that was another one of those things. So yeah, I have again, these are the maternity pants I'm wearing. This is my belly with a long line that's going. Look at that line. I'm like, jeepers to the creepers. So, yeah, that's going on. And also, too, I had ordered a fetal Doppler online from eBay, in which I should have just bought it brand spanking new, because it was the same amount that I ordered it for. And I'm this close to going on the seller, because the seller only lives like 2 towns away from me, and I still don't have my product. And I ordered that on the 25th, and today is the what? So I'm hoping to do a video to try to search for the heartbeat. But I am officially 10 weeks, and this was basically my 9-week review. Very emotional, very emotional. Until then, you guys, I will be giving you my update on my 10-week review. Ta-ta for now.
Testify, G, if you gave to me, double didn't like it, so he stopped to test me. Joe, I lost my melody, arose, we the salt of this world.